group because there's different opportunity lives going on and stuff. So it's all good. It will be recorded. Okay. So tonight I want to do something a little bit different than just our normal work with me's, because all week we have our work with me's and we have them in the morning. So I feel like by the time the end of the week comes and it's the evening one, we all know how to do our work with me's. And I think spitting a little fire and having some motivation and things like that would definitely kind of help us with our weekend, like gear up for the weekend and then the next week. So that's going to be my intentions of what I do for my work with me's in the evening times on Fridays. So there's some things that have been like really firing me up, and I want to address them and talk about them. And I know we have new people coming on. We have bonuses here. We're all like, in a way, like under pressure, but in such a positive way though, because there's so many awesome one of the things is being comparison mode. We need to knock that crap off. We all do it. I do it. But why we do that? We just get into those situations where we're comparing our path to someone else's and our work ethic or where we're going or what percentage or what tracking that we are on, and not feeling good enough. And I'm talking about comparison in the way of ourselves, and it being a lack in our mindset that we do that to ourselves, and then we don't feel like we're going to do enough. And when we get into that mindset, it just puts us into like a poverty mindset, and it wastes our time. Because if you feel like you're not doing enough and yet constantly is in your head, that's what's going to happen. What you feed your brain is what's going to happen. So when we sit there and say that you're doing better, and she, oh my goodness, she's gone this far and she's at the same time as me, she started the same month as me, how come she's at 12K or this or that? Girl, it doesn't matter about her. Bless her, be happy for her, and get on to you. Give her the acclimates that she needs, and be truly gratefully happy for her. But then you need to look at you. You're your own, and you don't know that 2 months you're going to surpass that rank. So, but what you're not going to do is surpass it. What you're not going to do is go forward if you're in the mindset that you're not good enough, because that will be what happens. So I want us to really try hard not to do that. And because it wastes your time. And again, it's a poverty mindset. So instead of having those comparisons, what I want to talk about is our vision. I want us to be hungry. I want us to
We're losing you, Cristal.
or frustrated with things like, oh, this isn't working, that's not working, I don't know why.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but you keep going in and out, just so you're aware. Like you'll lose connection for like 30 seconds and then come back in. Just wanted you to know, because I love your fire and I'm like, I need it in my life right now.
I'm not sure why it's doing that. My Wi-Fi is off, so on my phone, so that's not.
You're good now, so just keep rolling, and I'll just yeah,
just speak up if I go out for too long. Okay. So anyways, I want our chats to be a way of be positive, and we've talked about this as a leadership group, and that's super important to us, that our chats are positive and they are reinforcing. They're going to give production, they're going to give growth, to feed into those things and produce those things. So if you do have a problem or a question, one, try to search it yourself in our pages. If not, try to ask your upline. If without fail, if nothing else works, then yeah, use a chat for a resource that way. But when the chat's all about, oh, this crashed, this isn't working, I'm so frustrated, this happened, It's like if you're struggling so hard to keep yourself positive and keep yourself in a good positive mindset, then that definitely can just, squash the mood, right? So I want to talk about that. And then our goals. I know that we're all like super excited about these bonuses. So I want these goals to be at the forefront of our head. I want them on your vision boards. I want them on your mirrors. I want them on your Post-it notes. I want them on your phone. Anywhere and everywhere that you look before you go to bed, when you get up, during the day, go to the bathroom, put it on your mirror, so that you are visually, your vision is clear and it's right in front of you. This is what is going to keep you going, because we already know motivation is crap. It is the dedication that we have and the passion that we have that pushes us forward, that makes us move every day. We get up in the morning and we get up and we get going because our dedication, not because we're motivated. So you got to feed that passion, you got to feed that dedication. And to do that is your self-development. And how important is self-development? I have gone through seasons where my self-development wasn't that great, and I reaped from that. But that's okay, because it taught me a lesson. It taught me that I cannot go without it, and I can't be skimpy with it. So when you guys get into a season and you're feeling like things are not going the way you want, check yourself, check your mindset, check your routine, check your self-development. What are you putting out, or what are you putting in to get out, rather? Because that's just one of those things. And I felt it for myself, and I know we've all had seasons where we just are personal things that we go through. But I know for me, when my mindset and my self-development is on key and where it should be, whatever trials I'm going through are so doable. I have gone through some of the worst trials of my life in the last month, but I've also been the most on fire. And I'm like so passionate about it and so vulnerable to tell you guys that some of the most like hell has happened for me. But that's okay. But I pushed so hard with my self-development. And by doing that, I had something to give, and my fire has never been stronger for this business and for my life. So I'm okay. Like I didn't put myself into a depression. I didn't allow my body to go into that. And before that, I would have. So that's just a little piece of vulnerability right there. But staying close to the fire and feeding ourselves with self-development is what pushes us. And that uncomfortable and that pain is okay, because that pain into passion, pain into power is what it should say, right? Power. I like passion, but I think it's all supposed to be power. So that's what keeps us just really driving and going. So I want you guys to really make sure that we're working that as a team, encourage one another. And as you're a leader, be accountable in the way that you're keeping your team accountable. So accountability to yourself, but then also if you're seeing these little mindset things with the girls under you and of negativity or just the constant lack, do something about it, because it shouldn't have to be one person in our group as a leadership group having to always constantly do that. So that's mine, that's yours, that's ours, accountability. So keep the things positive and keep it going. And if you're finding that maybe one of your girls is going through something and maybe she needs a little bit more hands-on, also maybe she needs a little bit more distance. So just find out what that is and just keep it. No more lack mindset. Yeah, exactly. Ivy, I love that. So yeah, if someone's experiencing that lack mindset, just like a doctor would help them, or like they got to take it for themselves too, right? And if they don't want it, they don't want to grow from it, then that's something you got to talk about. So those are just some things that for me like have been on my heart, and I know a couple other girls in some of the leadership group is feeling the same way. So I think we're doing amazing. I cannot believe our growth. You guys are just mind blown with our growth since like this last week. I'm loving all of this. Signed a promoter, I love, you know what I love? I helped someone. This one girl needed this and I helped her. this is the person I've been trying to help and I helped her. I love hearing that because that's my passion. And I know that's most of your guys' passions too, and even your whys. So I love that we are just blowing up in that. And I want to keep that momentum going. Sometimes we'll start to kind of like stray back a little bit. Once we get going so well, you get almost scared, right? Like I just did a quote the other day that said, stop waiting to be moved, move yourself, be deliberate and intentional in the first hour of the day, and that you control your feelings. So stop saying you ain't feeling it, you push it, you move it. So I know that when we get close to a goal, it can kind of scare us and we pull back. Or we've reached that goal, what's the next goal? So keeping ourselves like pushing forward to the next. I really wanted you guys to also just share either in chat or we can mute you. What are your vulnerabilities? What are your roadblocks? What are your frustrations? So that we can like hash them out and talk about them. So that moving into like the weekend, like, cause we know we push hard on the weekends because that's when people are on social media and then throughout the week. So if you guys raise your hand or put in a chat, I'm going to read the chat. There's a lot. Mile markers. Yeah. You know, I feel like when you get that goal, you're like, okay, what's the next goal? But sometimes you almost feel like you need to rest, like pull back and rest a little bit because you reached that goal. So that could be a roadblock, is just thinking like, oh, I've reached it, I'm good. I've reached this rank. And then that limited mindset. Or, oh, I got a couple girls under me, so I'm good now. And that, again, that limited mindset. So another one is feeling guilty to hit these goals while others under me don't. Okay, I can understand that. But that's again, that's a mindset that is not only going to limit you, but what do you think your girls are going to see when you're hitting those goals? They're going to be excited. They want to see you succeed. Anyone in a positive mindset wants to see other people succeed. And your succeeding is going to encourage them to keep going. Because what if they're looking at you to see, draw their strength to continue? So you just have to change that mindset a little bit. Stop thinking about it in that way. And I understand that I'm a people pleaser, so that's something that I do have a hard time with as well. But I've learned I have to click that mindset into a different direction. Okay, so that was a really great one. Let me look here. As soon as I scroll up, they're going like down again. Sorry. You never know. Yeah, you never know who you bring in by the changes that you make. Yeah, so if you dull yourself and dull your light for somebody else, you don't even know what they're going to really do. And then think about all the other women that would succeed because you didn't dull it. Yeah, stop focusing on the people that aren't hungry. Yeah, so true. Yep. It's feeding the lack. I know Melissa and we've talked about this too, because she comes from other MLM and or network marketing, and she has so much knowledge and training that she's already done. That's why I'm so excited to have her on our team, because not only her passion, but we both have that mindset passion and just knowing like what she is going to bring to the team. I'm just so excited about it. Sorry, I stopped saying that. I'm going to embarrass her. Okay, you're fine. All right. So anything else? I really liked the last couple ones that you put in there. Give me some more. Let's just be vulnerable. We all have roadblocks. Let's get them out now and talk about them. I'm still reading here the comments.
I want to talk about that, Cristal. I want you to talk about that a little bit more, because I feel like that's something I struggle with too, is like what Ivy was saying, is it's hard not to focus on the people that are like bringing the wrong energy or the wrong alignment or the wrong results or the wrong actions, because we're human, we do see those. So my thing is like, how do you not feed that?
Right.
Because the thing about it is we don't realize subconsciously when we're looking at the people that aren't working or doing enough, that's feeding the same problem that we're focusing on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that, but I still do it. I'm a leader. I still do
Exactly.
it, but I know
catch
how to get
myself
out
all
of
the
it.
time.
But
Yeah.
I know how to get out of it because the dead weight never bears branches anyways.
Right.
So I want you to kind of, because you kind of went through that season a little bit and you grew through
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
so you speak upon it.
So for me, it was some of it was comparison mode, but also my own way. I was the one in my own way because I was letting my excuse of having anxiety. I felt what the answer was because it got super uncomfortable for me to have so much interaction and then feel I had so much, a very empathic person. So I feel everything. So I started doing this and I had all these women in my inboxes with these things and they wanted to talk about, which I love talking about, but I felt all of it. And then with the group, the same thing. I got all those feelings and people, and it got to be too much. And then I was going through my own life struggles. So my anxiety flared up super bad. And so what I thought I had to do was get out of the fire. And I was going to use the little energy that I had to engage with ones that were potentials. And then I wasn't going to engage with my team. That would be my solution. And I'm being so vulnerable right now. So I wasn't going to be in the chats and I wasn't going to converse back and forth with Brittany because I felt like she was going to push me too hard and I couldn't take it. And Brittany knows this. She sensed it. And then we talked about it later. And she was patient with me. And then I was like complaining about something, I don't know. And she's like, how's your routine, self-development and your routine going? Oh, it pissed me off. It pissed me off because I felt so uncomfortable and I was so anxious. And guess what? You know what's making me feel guilty? That I wasn't doing it. It pricked me. That's why I was frustrated. It's because she got into my heart, in my head. Pissed me off, girl. But in such a good way. And I even told her, I was like, I'm working on my boundaries. And I was like, listen, this is a little too intense right here, but I do appreciate this. And she's like, okay. And then I sat back in the next 3 days and I was like, damn it, she's right. I'm not. My personal development is not how it should be. And no, I'm not doing this. And guess what? I started really honing in on my personal development and honing in on my mindset. And guess what happened? I filled my cup. I filled my needs. And then I was able to pour out. I controlled my anxiety instead of my anxiety controlling me. And then guess what? All these other women were going through these same issues. And guess what they were doing? Talking about them in the team chat. Guess where I was not at? The team chat. So if I would have just stayed the course and stayed with the fire and listened to Brittany earlier, I would have got it together sooner. But I'm so grateful for going through that and in such an early stage of the business for me. And not only just personal growth, because now I'm like, hey, anything can happen. I'm good. I'm staying close to the fire. I know what I need to do. Oh, self-development needs to happen more. Being close to Brittany needs to happen more. Being close to the chats needs to happen more. Being in leadership needs to happen more. So I got it together. So super grateful for that because I've learned that sooner. But so that's like for you guys, I want to share that now. So if you're struggling through that now, don't pull away. Because like right now, how many people do we have on? 20? I mean, it could be more. But that's, the ones that need to be here and want to be here, they're here. So give me some more roadblocks, guys. Let's talk about mindset change is a game changer. Yes. So true. If not having our team, if we didn't have our team, I don't know, like that's what I was even like with my new girls. It's like, you don't even understand the team that we have. It's so amazing. We are a family. And I love the fact that most of us are very spiritual, God-oriented people, but we all have our own religions. We all have our own philosophies. We have our own spiritual routines, whatever it is, but we share whatever it is that we have into the group. And it's such like, it gets to your core. It's so strengthening. And I love that. Yeah, the growth is definitely helping us and just not holding back. Yeah. Yeah. If you hold back and dim your light for someone else, I've been there in my life, it doesn't serve you at all. It just, And I see your heads all shaking yes, because I'm assuming a lot of you women have gone through this, and it's true. I've been like relationships or this or that or whatever, right? Let's not get too deep. No. But seriously, you start dimming it down to make them happy, because, you know, heaven forbid them to have a wife or a woman or a girlfriend stronger mentally than them or anything else, because that could just be too much illegal. So you go through that, and so you dim your light, you dumb yourself down, and where does that go? Nowhere. It does not serve you at all. So don't do it in our group either. Aw, thanks, girl. I try to be straightforward because I've been through a lot of things, and I've kept my mouth shut about them a lot of my life. I didn't talk about it, and I didn't share it, and I didn't use it for a good purpose. So it's, for me now, it's so important. That's what makes me feel so passionate, and especially about this business, is that I don't want to keep my mouth shut anymore. I want to really, really help women in all different ways, whether it's in our group or it's the ones that we serve as women coming in, because it's so much more than just helping them on a path of feeling better. It's the mental piece too. Yeah, we're the freaking waymakers. That's right. And I love it. So I know that this was a little bit more of a vulnerable, it was more of a share, more of a less factual, but I really felt our team needed it. I felt like we needed some love and some preaching and, you know, just a little fire, and let's just keep that momentum going. Let's keep, you know, we got a long haul, and I want to keep it going and keep us strong as a unity, you know. So do you have any other questions or anything? I didn't want to go too long. It's also like Friday night, end of the week. But anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? Britt, did you have anything you had to say? You just make a post about that? Yeah, I did too. Was that a good candle, Britt? We all love candles in our group.
Don't mind me over here just grocery shopping at the grocery store.
Can you pick me out one? Is it cupcake? It looks like it's frosting or cupcake.
It was like patchouli and jasmine.
Okay.
But I just want to say, you guys really like just on a note, I hope you guys truly just see the way I see you guys, the way like God sees you guys, because you guys are so capable, like so capable. And it's like you just have to choose to awaken that fire that's already in you. It's just a decision away. It's nothing that you're not already equipped with. You already have it in you. It's already in you. It's not like you need to fix anything or develop anything even more. Like it's already there. You just have to tap into it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. And there's like one last quote I wanted to share that I really loved was, complaining about anything keeps you in the place of refusing to receive the things you've
You're muted, babe. You're muted. We couldn't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
So the last quote again.
Okay. Complaining about anything keeps you in the place of refusing to receive the things you've been asking for. Amen. Okay? We got this, guys.